Okay, welcome. This is Lars Hedenborg. I run a team in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm the creator of the Ultimate Business Blueprint for Real Estate Agents. Welcome to today's call. And my goal with these calls, one or two a month, is really just to kind of give folks that are interested in expanding their view of the real estate world in terms of how things can be done. 95% of this webinar is just content, and I'll give you an opportunity to get some more information about kind of diving deeper at the end of this session. So today, especially in this market, we've had a funky market here in Charlotte, North Carolina. So we've went into the year, things were kind of okay, not really a seller's buyer's market, but probably more a buyer's market. Then the market really heated up for a couple months. Then interest rates shot up, and then inventory sort of went up and down, and then the government shut down, and so we've just been kind of rolling with the punches and selling homes, and our team has done real well. So today is seller lead generation strategies for any market and listing lead generation strategies that work and how you can simplify your business, cut expenses, and sell more homes working less hours. So for those of you that know me, especially those of you that are consulting with me one-on-one, everything I do is about simplifying your business and cutting expenses. So my business, and I'll show you how we organize it, basically five main marketing pillars where I spend money. My goal is to go deep in each of those pillars before I spend money in on other things. So, um, and it's sort of, I hate to say claim to fame, but what I'm what I've successfully done in my business is build up a true business that runs mostly without me. So I go in Tuesdays, and I've got a business that is a true business. So I'll kind of give you some information on that as well. So I'm going to cover today is, for those of you that don't know about me or my business, I'm going to go through a quick overview. If you were on the October 30th webinar, this will be a repeat. But I'll go through these slides real quick, and it will be helpful to know sort of the journey that I've done and I've done with my team. And then we'll go into seller lead generation tools, tips, and strategies. And then while I was putting these slides together, I really thought it would be a disservice to not cover lead conversion at least a little bit and lead management. In terms of generating any lead on the buyer side or the seller side, it's easy to generate a lead and not so much to convert, or really the fortune in real estate is in the follow-up. So there's some lead management things that are really important there. And we'll go into an opportunity to learn more. And then for those of you that stick on the webinar till the end, there'll be a special offer for you, and really want to add as much as value as possible. So let me give you a quick overview of my business here. So my first full year was 2008. And I hired an assistant that year. But in 2009, at the end of 2009, I hired my first buyer agent. So it was Tia, Chris, and I. And Chris is still with me, and Tia is still with me. So we went from 3 people to over 20 today when you count our virtual assistants. We went from 58 transactions between Chris and I in 2009. This year we'll do 325, and next year we're poised. We've got 3 newer agents this year that are all up and running now, and we'll do over 400 transactions. We're adding a new agent in January. So we'll have 10 outside agents, and we're at about 40 to 45 transactions per agent is where we run. So this year, I've added a couple key positions: an operations manager and a sales manager, and I've really, let go of the growth for growth's sake versus finding the sweet spot of my business where I can have the highest profitability without adding an additional layer of personnel. So we have a solid organizational structure in place, no day-to-day involvement by myself, and the whole focus is on client experience. I went to Disney for the first time last year with my 3 and 5-year-old, and we went to the castle and paid like $700 for a 30-minute breakfast, and was just in awe of how that was all orchestrated in terms of, they've done that a million times, but our first experience with that princess breakfast was, I'd have paid, 10 times what I paid for it. And you could just tell that it was orchestrated, and they made it as special experience as possible. So in terms of my production, by design, I've been exiting the business. So you can see in 2008, it was just me. Chris came on, and then we added buyer agents in 2010 and 11. And my first listing partner ended 2011. My second one 2012, and then this year I had a couple listings that carried over, but I will not have any clients going forward. So in terms of our vision, simple org structure, open, efficient communication, work hard, play hard, plug and play sales system. We have 2 new agents this year that started in March, and combined they have, I think, just around 60 sales between the 2 of them. And more than 80% of that is company generated business. So it's really a sales system. Highly driven sales force. They do respect accountability. The hungry are fed. I just hold a weekly meeting, one-on-ones with a couple key people, marketing and finances. And I mentioned the sweet spot. This is our org structure. So I basically have three people reporting to me. And I'm not going to go too far into this, but Keely's my sales manager. She has 2 listing specialists, 8 buyer specialists under her, and she manages our inside sales as well. 1 local ISA on the buy side. I just hired 3 with my out desk, and that's my mission for 2014 is to really figure out offshore inside sales. And once I do that, forget about it, game over. So that's going to be my little experiment next year, is really making that work. On the seller side, I've got 1 local. Keely handles our inside sales, our calls that are coming in, inbound seller leads. And then I've got an outbound caller in Nicaragua that I'll shift over when I get the 3 MOD callers up and running. So in terms of our operations, we've got a buyer closing coordinator, listing coordinator, sales and ops support person. We brought a full-time photographer on, game changer for us. We finally at the size where we could afford it. And then we've got a couple offshore virtual assistants. And then Jessica handles just some executive services for us. She coordinates our marketing, advertising, HR, those sorts of things. So in terms of our team, everything's got to be a positive focus. We work with the attitude of gratitude. It sounds corny, but it's critical. We don't tolerate negative attitude. Personal accountability is one of my pet peeves. So, if you're not hitting your numbers, don't point the finger at the team. You have all the tools you need to do it. No dysfunction allowed. We really work hard, and we've been through the 5 dysfunctions of a team. That's an awesome book, and they've got exercises and workbooks along with it. If you're a team, take a note right now to write down that book and go through that with your team. Ask for help, mutual respect, empowered leadership. So my senior team has the ability to make changes, for the greater good. And if I went to the office every day, I'd probably do some things differently. But at the end of the day, they do an awesome job. We do have minimum requirements for our sales team, standards in place for the way we treat leads, and we're always looking to upgrade our skills or the roster. So same as Super Bowl teams, feed the hungry mentality. If you're working hard, you're setting appointments for yourself, you're going to get the bulk of company generated business. Embracing accountability. We have simple tools to do that. Activities obviously lead to results. We have a leaderboard now with critical activities and results on it, and it's the basis for opportunity. So my marketing pillars, radio is a key pillar. It's expensive, but it does drive the listing side. Expired FSBOs, that's another pillar. Raving Fan Club, which is our past client. And I sort of lump Bridge Mill Farm. This is it's my neighborhood, and it's more of a sphere Raving Fan Club. So that's kind of lumped in with Raving Fan Club. Boomtown, I was number 9 Boomtown client. We just added Commissions Inc., which is an awesome platform. And I'm running that strictly with offshore ISAs. So the 3 MOD inside salespeople will be using that system there. Yard marketing. Voice pad. We do a really good job with yard marketing. Very low cost. We run the everyday open house. We do voice pad with a special intro, and we maximize that. This is the one thing I'm passionate about, is that my business is so stupid simple. I've closed every transaction in my real estate business in Top Producer. Top Producer is the tool that agents love to hate. I've had Boomtown since the early days. I just added Commissions Inc., so a direct response website is critical. Google Apps for Business. I cannot be more passionate about Google Apps and the tools, the simple tools, and the visibility that that gives into my business is critical. And then I just added a fourth. I used to record a video. I recorded a video about the 3 critical technologies, and I just re-recorded it for the fourth. If by phone is something. Andrew Land is my resource there, and he'll set you up if and give me a call, or we can get online and go through that. That's an awesome tracking and routing and recording tool for incoming calls. So a little bit about me. I have an engineering undergrad, which is kind of why I like systems. I worked on Wall Street in investment banking in the late 90s. Before Bear Stearns went under and imploded. I ran an acquisitions and strategy group for an aerospace company. That's what actually brought me down to Charlotte. They also paid to get my MBA from Duke. Started part-time 2007, 2008 was my first full year. I've had literally a dozen paid real estate trainers and coaches in different programs. And I've done a lot of coaching outside of the real estate industry. I started my brokerage. So I do own my brokerage. But it's just my team and my brokerage, and we're just going on 3 years now. Drop buyers in 2010, sellers took me twice to drop them, but 2011, 2012, and day to day has been, really this year down to 2 days. Now I'm down to 1 day. So that's kind of been the evolution there. So in terms of listing lead generation, here's the high level, and I'll dive deeper on each of these. Radio, it's highly branded, it's high cost. It's USP driven. USP stands for unique selling proposition. There's always a direct call to action. And in my opinion, I wouldn't mess with radio unless you can get Matt Wagner with radio and television experts to do it for you. Expireds, FSBOs. I do direct mail with Haas Pratt. His listing boss system, I think it's like $500 or something. He's got some really cool letters and postcards in there that are pulling really well for us. And then we do calling. We manage our direct mail in RedX, and we do our calling through Vulcan 7. And we've been sort of spotty with calling, but we'll pick that up when we get the Nicaraguan, my guy JT in Nicaragua to make those calls for us. Past clients, SOI, and my farm. We do a monthly postcard. We do viral marketing, Frank Klesitz. We do client events, and we do a giveaway. Agent SOI, so encouraging agents not to be a secret agent. Go for no, put yourself out there. Referral cards. I'll show you those as well. Buyer leads, just asking the right questions, and buyer sold signs. We just started that program as well. So radio, it's definitely expensive. I spent about $9,000 on 2 stations here, but it took me from 15, 20 listings to close to 100 listings. And so when I measure returns on radio, the effect of having signs in yards and the branding that goes along with that, just the overall impression that you get with radio, it's just an awesome media source for us. Like I said before, we always have a direct call to action. So on the radio, we use the guaranteed sale program. Lars will guarantee, you guys will agree on a price, a deadline, and if you can't sell your home, he'll buy it. And so that's our USP. And then we do the 1-day listing. You can fire Lars at any time. And then we also offer testimonials, or talk about testimonials in our radio spots. It's a wide reach, so I wasn't prepared initially when I went into radio, but you need to be prepared to service a large area. We found that a referral strategy was not effective here. Thinking that an agent, 40 minutes away will be able to care for your clients and treat your leads the way that you would is not going to happen. Again, Matt Wagner, he's pretty easy to find on the web, either Facebook, friend him. He's pretty active on Facebook, but his website is radioandtelevisionexperts.com. He's the only person I would trust to handle radio. I've talked to lots of agents that have done radio on their own, and they just didn't have the right formula. So Matt is a good resource to check there. When we add in yard marketing, we're probably in the 6 to 7 range, but conservatively, direct radio calls, we're in the 4 to 4.5 range. And then if you add in yard marketing, buyers from listings we got from radio, we're probably in the 6 times range. So if we spent, $100,000 on radio this year, we've, taken in, $500,000-$600,000. Expireds and FSBOs. I've been using RedX, I think, since my first few months in the business, and I've never stopped using it. So I used to mail out a series of postcards, and they stopped working, and I don't really know why, but I switched over to Haas Pratt. I don't know if if you guys know Haas Pratt, but his listing boss system, and I'm not paid, I'm not an affiliate of Haas. I know him, but he has a letter and postcard series in listingboss.com. And I can bring it up here real quick. You guys hold on, just to kind of show you what, if I can find it. There we go. All right, so let me make this a little bit bigger. So real simple call to action. We mail this with some letters. I don't know if that's big enough here. We mail this with some simple Dan Kennedy style letters. So your home sold in 29 days guaranteed, or I'll sell it for free. Sold29days.com. You can check out that landing page. Just don't enter a bunch of information on there. And then we've got a unique if by phone number. And this is just a team leads landing page. So that's one of the postcards, and just simple direct call to action. On the back, we've got a testimonial, and again the call to action with the website and the phone number. All right, jump back to the slide here. So your home sold in 29 days or sell for free. ROI was lower. So here's the thing with our expireds and FSBOs. I actually brought on a full-time outbound local to Charlotte inside salesperson, and she was a seasoned salesperson looking to make $50,000 to $60,000. We had her on I think like a 36 plus bonus sort of thing, and the returns on expireds and FSBOs went through the floor, went down significantly when I had her salary in there. So we actually just stuck with direct mail this year. I pay a Nicaraguan caller $5 an hour, and once we shift him over to make outbound dials on Vulcan 7, that'll drastically improve our results there. But for now, we'll sell 20 to 25 homes easy in each of these programs, and so it's still in the 5x range just with direct mail. And like I said, we're going to shift JT once I get my MOD callers up to speed. Past clients and SOI, which is Sphere. We use every month we send out our jumbo postcards. So it's something that I think our database is at 1,300 or so. We got about 1,000, just over 1,000 past clients. And, my personal Sphere is about 250, 300 people. So we mail a jumbo postcard, and we'll do a just sold, a recipe, a tip, some things that I'm not a real touchy feely guy. So I give Jessica, my admin, my marketing admin person, some leeway on this. I also use viral marketing. And if you guys haven't heard of Frank Klesitz with viral marketing, I think it's getviral, GETVYRAL.com. I've got a video blog with him, and let me see if I can pull it up here real quick. Let's see. Homes. It's Blogspot. Should have had it ready. Okay, so pretty straightforward video blog. It's on the Blogger platform, which is also Google, which is another reason why Google's so awesome. And video marketing is the highest touch. And if you're not looking at your screen, look at your screen right now. It's the highest touch that you can have with a person without calling them on the phone. So we've got all of our calls to actions. We've got our radio ads here on the side. This is a good example. I can't call 1,300 people, and we actually email this out to 6,000-7,000 people. We mail it out to a lot of leads as well. But I can't physically pick up the phone and call people and tell them, what's going on with the government shutdown, how's it affecting them. But I can give them access to a couple resources and tell them, listen, guys, don't freak out. If you have any questions, give me a call. So pretty cool. And then we've got, why hire Lars Hedenborg. We've got our market snapshot widget here with top producer. We've got our Boomtown widget here on the side. So it's a very low cost solution to keep in touch with your Sphere. So definitely reach out to Frank. I don't get anything for it, but mention that I sent you guys over there. It's worth considering. Getviral.com. We have an annual client event I guess I'll just stay out of this here. I want to show you the postcard. So we'll do an annual client event, and this is just, even if, we send this out to 1,300 people, and even if they don't come, it's an impression, and it lets them know that we're doing some stuff to sort of, fun things for their family. We've got a bounce house, and so that's our pumpkin fest. We did our third annual this year. And then let me make this a little bit bigger here. 300%. Okay. Then Thanksgiving pie. And these are not things, this is not in my nature, some of these things, but let me see if I can find it. Here we go. But that's the cool thing about having an automated, having an automated marketing system, is that, some things that, people just like these touchy-feely things, and, they'll come to the office and, meet with my team and pick up an apple or pumpkin pie. Lars is giving it away, and it's just a nice thing to do. And there are other teams that are doing this pretty successfully, and clients just love it. Surveys from our clients. So Net Promoter Score, it's a pretty common way that businesses reach out to past clients to sort of check in and see how their experience was. And we started using sort of reciprocity to get our past clients, because we were asking them for testimonials and trying to get them to do certain things, and but we started sending them a $10 Starbucks card along with this letter, basically saying, the Lars Group Real Estate Advisor, we want to know, how did we do? Dear valued client, first of all, congratulations on the sale or purchase of your home. It's been a pleasure to serve you, blah, blah, blah. Second, we want and we value your input. We know you're busy, so we'll keep it short. Do you mind answering 3 short questions? So on a scale of 1 to 10, this is the Net Promoter Score question. You can Google Net Promoter Score and get lots of information on it. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how likely are you to refer your friends and family to the Lars Group? 1, very unlikely, 10, very likely. Would you use our services again? And then basically we ask them for a testimonial, name and agent name. And then we actually physically put a Starbucks gift card in the envelope that we mail out to them. And that's made it from like 20-30% of response rate to we're at about 60-70% response rate now, getting these back. And we drive them to, let me show you here. If they don't, we actually give them the option too. We send out an email as well. We give them the option to just go online. Dear valued client, it's basically the same letter. Client name, name of your agent. Did you buy or sell with us? On a scale of 1 to 10, would you use our service again? This is just a Google Docs form, and it's real easy to set up, but I love Google Docs, as you guys know. So that's the raving fan. Past clients. So let's see. So get surveys. And the cool thing about surveys is that we found that there was, everyone has clients that are just, not happy with your experience. So, with their experience with you, especially when you have a team and there's a lot of moving parts, coordinating all of it. And there are times where we just have clients that are just, they're just not happy, and we hear it from them. And it gives us an opportunity to better our services. And then we always hear from the raving fans, the 9s and 10s. But there's also that middle area where people are sort of lukewarm. And I've tasked my operations manager to reach out to every one of our clients to get feedback on their experience with us. So it's really turned into a cultural thing within our office. Let me get back to the presentation. All right. Okay, so in terms of AgentSOI and Go for No. Go for No is online. You can check it out. I forget, just Google Go for No. But anyway, giving my agents tools to keep in touch with their SOI. We have referral cards. I'll tell you real quick that if anyone has ever purchased Cutco knives, we had someone come over. They were referred by a real good friend of ours, and we thought, she knew this person. Is a 20-something female Cutco salesperson, and we didn't need knives, but we figured we'd entertain her because of the referral. And so $678 later, we we purchased a bunch of knives that we didn't really need. And after that, she proceeds on a blank piece of paper to write the numbers 1 through 20 and ask for 20 referrals from us. And it was at that moment where I actually took that piece of paper and let me see if I can find it. Right. I actually created these, or I had my graphics guy, Danny Atkinson. He's Danny at the320group.com. Danny at the320group.com. And I had him put together simple, we're growing our business and we need your help. Do you know someone who needs our help buying or selling? Call us or visit our website. And then on the back, this is the Cutco part of it, is saying, yes, I know you can help these folks buy or sell your home. This is my name, phone, and email address. And here are 4 folks. So these are everywhere in my office. Very simple, cheap, inexpensive. I even have them. If you look over on the right of the slide here, I even have these trifold brochure holders on every one of my agents' desk and on every one of my staff desks. So there's about 20 of these trifold brochure holders around the office that are stocked with these referral cards. And they're also in every buyer packet and listing packet. So let me just make sure there's no, hold on a second. Let me just check out if, just checking out some questions here, make sure, if there's anything that I went through too fast, just send me an email. My email information will be at the end of this here. It's lars@larshedenborg.com. And I'll try to keep up with the questions if you guys have any. But so referral cards, that is super duper cheap. It's a cultural thing. It's always top of mind. It's in every listing packet and buyer packet. So we have packets that our agents go out with when they meet with clients, and it's right in front of their face, and they have to ask for referrals. We've got a system in place where a new client, we ask our new clients 4 times, a minimum 4 times for referrals. So when they say yes to use us on the buy or list side, when they go under contract, when they close, and 30 days after. So there's 4 times in the process of working with them that we ask them. We do a monthly mailing. Our agents have access to our top producer database where they can where we tag their past clients and they can mail to them. We also make it fun. We get the whole company involved in. Let me see if I can find this here for you. Here, okay. Trying to use my trackpad. So we actually have a contest. It's only $100, but it makes it fun, and we've got a leaderboard where every one of my company agents, including. So this is our Go for No contest. Okay, time to get out of your comfort zone and start asking for referrals. This month, win a $100 shopping spree at South Park. There's nothing to do to enter. Just keep asking everyone you know the simple question. And this Bob Sank, who great guy. He's a real estate coach as well. I think his website is bobsankcoaching.com. Bobsank, CENK coaching.com. He spent a week with me and my team, and a key takeaway. And I know it's simple, but a key takeaway was this simple question: just getting out of your comfort zone and asking anyone that you've developed any sort of rapport with, hey, you don't know anyone looking to buy, hey, Chris, you don't know anyone looking to buy or sell a home, do you? And it's the way the question's worded, that makes it, it's like, hey, you don't know anyone, do you? So it's kind of like you put yourself kind of in a more comfortable position with them, and it's not attacking them, asking for referrals. So, just by asking that question, you get a point for every qualified referral. We've got, turn them into Keely, our sales manager, and we have different prizes each month. So just something to consider there. And I'm going to send out all the things I'm bringing up. I'm going to send all those documents out to the group here. So Bob Sank, I thank him for a lot of things, but specifically that question and shifting the mindset of my team in terms of getting out of your comfort zone. Let me bring up Go for No. Did I cover that here? So anyway, Google Go for No, but they've got a 30-day challenge, and I don't have the rights to send this out, but it's a 30-day challenge. Basically, you decide what your challenge is going to be. If you're going to get, your goal is to get 10 no's from strangers every day for the next 30 days. And your goal is you keep asking that question to 10 people until you get 10 no's. And chances are in the process, you're going to get a lot of yeses. So definitely check that out. And I encourage you to have some sort of game like that. So, all right. Make sure we're okay on time. Okay, we're 32 minutes in, so we're good on time. So buyer leads and sold signs. So every time we have the opportunity, and Commissions Inc. is actually pretty awesome when it comes to, it's our newest buyer lead gen platform. And they are phenomenal at getting, there's a lot of seller leads in there. We've only had Commissions Inc. for a couple months. We've listed, I think, 4 or 5 homes from buyer leads, quote unquote buyer leads in Commissions Inc. So anyway, so just get in the habit asking the right questions. So tell me, Chris, the home you live in now, are you looking, do you own that home or do you rent that home? Okay, you own it. So, will you need to sell that home before you buy? Okay, so here's what we can do. When we get together, we can actually meet at your property. I'll bring out a listing specialist, and we'll do equity evaluation. Boom, boom, boom. So you have to have some sort of systematic approach to speaking with buyers. I was coached by Bob Corcoran, and we use his buyer info sheet, as a consultation form. To make sure that systematically we ask all the right questions in the right order, so we never forget what to ask. And here's the thing: we get a lot of yard sign calls, anywhere from 200 to 250 a month, and there's a good amount. I mean, it's not the majority, but a good amount that are nosy neighbors, people that want to know what their neighbor's home is selling for. They might be thinking of selling. Get them talking, build rapport, offer them a market snapshot. We use market snapshot in Top Producer. Let me just show you market snapshot. Market snapshots are really super simple and quick. In Top Producer, it's an add-on, but within a couple clicks, you can get this report set up for anyone in your database. So say, hey, listen, Mr. Nosy neighbor, I've got a market snapshot tool that I can set you up on. There's no obligation whatsoever. All I need is your address, a little bit of information about your home, and I can get it out to you. So this gives them active, for sale and sold listings around their property. And it gives them, different metrics, school info, community info. They can, it really is a cool tool. It's not going to, give them an accurate appraisal of their home, but enough to get you in front of them with good data. And you're just serving them as they're considering the next move. So don't underestimate the power of that. And here's our seller online home evaluation website. I'll go to this in a second. I'm still, the jury's still out on whether or not sending cold traffic to an online home evaluation website will be a good use of time and money. But what we do is we sell our buyer leads, the buyer leads that come into Boomtown and Commissions Inc. We'll go through our database there. And everyone that's been on the website in the last 60 to 90 days on our buyer websites will send an email to go to this page if they're thinking of selling their home. So that will generate leads for us that are not cold Facebook leads. Everyone's doing this Facebook marketing for seller leads, and I just don't believe they're seller leads. But if you're sending, buyers that are looking on your website, they're looking to buy a home, it's likely that they have a home to sell if they opt into this website. So this is through Team Leads, real cheap to set up. Definitely something worth having. Okay, so buyer sold signs. And this is something I used early in my career, and I got away from it. But we ask our buyers permission to put up sold signs in their yard when we close on their property. So think of the power of, another agent's sign has been in their yard for 4 months, and then all of a sudden they see a moving truck there and they see the Lars Group sold. And we've just got, it's not our full yard sign. It's just a simple just sold sign. Something like this. And I hope everyone can see this. I'm not wasting time by bringing these different graphics in. But another home just sold by Remax Real Estate Experts, a Lars Group, larsrealestate.com, and a call to action. We just put these signs together. We changed the number to have a trackable number. And we're reinitiating this program, and it may lead to a dozen, maybe 15 sales, but it's super, super low cost. And I covered blast out to your active database for the online home evaluation offer, and we covered that. All right. Okay, so lead conversion. I know the call was really supposed to be about lead generation. This is it. So I go pretty deep into these. Radio will have about 50 sales, expire FSBOs, 25, 30 sales, past client, SOI, and farm will probably have 60 to 65 sales, agent SOI, about 40 to 45 sales. Go for no is sort of in agent SOI. And then the other two are as well. So I go very deep into a given marketing pillar to maximize ROI. So very simple listing lead gen. In terms of lead conversion, most of your leads on the seller side will come through branded direct response sources. So there's a few objection handlers that you need to have. Having a cancellation guarantee, talking about your database of buyers, team approach, your results, usually get through any questions that they might have. You have to bring some doubt to their mind that they can't just go with any agent, which is what most people think. And always end your conversation with, if you love our marketing plan, we agree on a pricing strategy and commission, we'd be ready to put your home on the market when we come out on Tuesday. So that's a must question there. And in terms of scripts and dialogues, this is your ability to master scripts is the key to winning big in this business. Most agents and teams overlook scripts and dialogues, but just role playing and practicing and is super critical. With our sellers, we consider the first call, a consultation. We really look to understand their situation and to see if we can serve them. We qualify our sellers, our seller leads, very, very deep. So they called you. They need your expertise. Let the seller talk. Find out their why for moving. That's something that you can always go back to in terms of a pain point, typically. Offer them a market evaluation, but call it something a little bit more sexy, like a seller equity evaluation or a seller equity audit, something that's different than an average agent's doing a CMA, and we're doing something very, very different. We assume the appointment, so we go right into our seller phone consultation, and it's even better if someone other than the listing partner is taking those calls. So summary here in terms of listing, lead generation, conversion, scripts. Nope, never mind. I never got to this slide, so skip that slide. In terms of lead management, here is where this is the boring part of real estate. Most agents are looking to seal the deal on the first call. Most don't have a CRM or some kind of contact management system. In real estate, the fortune is in the follow-up. So, we use the classic ABC system. A, leads for us are less than 30 days to list. B are 30 to 90 days to list. And C are 90 to 180 days or more. And we set callbacks in top producer of 7, 14, and 30 days for ABC leads. So along the way, I showed you the market snapshot tool. We do use that tool. We have a seller drip campaign, which I'll send out to everyone on the call as well. And I think it's a series of, I forget how many emails it is here, but we'll see here real quick. The structure of these emails is the same as a sort of a different, hey, Tom, there's a sort of different message, but then there's a couple calls to action in terms of their market evaluation or visiting our website. Then there's a testimonial, and then there's a way to go onto our buyer website. So email 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we have a 9 email drip sequence. And basically in Top Producer, I set up 3 plans. So if I were to pull up my Top Producer here, I may not even remember my login. Not in Top Producer very often. Okay, cool. So in terms of Top Producer, again, this I just love Top Producer. I can see my whole book of business really, really easy. So Seller Drip, you can see here, Seller Drip 1 to 3 months, Seller Drip 3 to 6 months, Seller Drip 6 to 12 months. It's the same sequence. Each of them are the same. Seller Drip email 1 through 9 is just different sequence here of days between emails. So I think the shorter plan is 7 days, then 14, then 30 days. So if you don't have a CRM, consider Top Producer. You probably all heard me, that broken record on that. So and develop a pipeline mentality. So the fortune is in the follow-up. You know, we're converting sellers from a year or two ago that we've been in constant contact with. We'll do a 2 to 3 minute call every 30 days. We've got them on Market Snapshot, on a Seller Drip. They're also getting, you know, perhaps our postcards. They're getting our viral videos as well. So we really take advantage of a pipeline mentality. Pre-sale, I kind of cut it short here because I would have gone in all the way into the listing appointment, but we send out a pre-list packet in terms of pre-selling our listing prospects, especially if you're not going on the appointments. Must have a well thought out listing process. So we've got a 7-step process that we go through and some deeper training, you know, build rapport. Jay Kinder, Kinder Reese, I spent a couple years coaching with those guys. He has been on thousands, probably 10 times more listing appointment than I've been on. But he had a process in terms of, you know, developing rapport, building, you know, positioning yourself as authority figure, showing your expertise, going, you know, just a sequential process. And I've changed it up, but the gist of it is that same very systematic way that you deal with all of your listings. You know, the key is to have a world-class service system in place once you get your listings and automate everything in your business. So let me go into a little bit what the ultimate business blueprint for real estate agents is all about. And this is worth sticking around for. So don't feel like the content has stopped here. You know, if anything, you should be get away from your email and look at the screen because I'm going to cover some good stuff here. You know, why did I develop? Why am I helping agents now? And, you know, why do I feel so passionate about this work? You know, 2008 was my first full year. The end of 2008 was the end of the financial world as everyone knew it. I didn't have any sales experience. I left a cozy 6-figure corporate job and the pressure was on. I had a infant downstairs. I was working 50 to 60 hours a week. I took off Sundays for the most part, but I would work contracts on Sundays and offers. And I managed, by the end of my first full year, I managed to sell a lot of homes, over 70 homes. But I spent money on everything. I tried everything. I wasted literally hundreds of thousands of dollars. You know, lots of it obviously worked, but a lot of it didn't work. You know, in my acquisitions and strategy job for the aerospace company I used to work for, I was responsible for visiting with companies and ripping apart their operations, their sales and marketing, their finances, figuring out where the value was in those companies and bringing it, you know, making recommendations to the board of my public company about what we could do with that asset and what we should pay for it. So my background, I traveled, you know, 250,000 miles in 1 year in the air. I visited 25 countries that year, literally visited hundreds of countries of companies. And the cool thing about it was I just loved getting into people's into a business and seeing, you know, what we could improve on. And that's really the passion that I bring into this work. You know, I've been coached by every level of Tony Robbins and his business mastery work I've been coached in. I've spent over $325,000 now. I have a running tally of all the money I've spent on training and coaching. And so I've decided to put it all together. I developed this core for building blocks, a framework that literally is just a simple way to go from even new to the business to getting busy, selling homes, building a team, putting structure, system, processes around it, and ultimately a formula for exiting your business. And what I've realized, especially as I look at my business now, more as an outsider, kind of looking in at what I've created, is that getting rich in real estate sales is boring. This was a huge, huge, huge aha moment for me. Where 3 years from now, my business I may have a different tool here or there. I may tweak my messaging on radio, or maybe I'll do a different, sequence for expireds or FISBOs or whatnot. But for the most part, what we do is not going to change. So entrepreneurs and team leaders go to work every day looking to add something new, or to change something, or to chase that squirrel, or put that shiny object into play, and they never gain any momentum, and everyone around them is sort of frustrated. So consider building up systems that can get you away from the office, and I promise you, your business will. You can scale your business into much, much more, and not have to work in it every day, and get away from the client work as well. So we've got 4 basic building blocks for my business: the buyer system, seller system, building up a self-managed team, and stepping out of the business. So the core building block number 1, it's our buyer system. It talks about lead generation, a less branded direct response approach. Lead management, that's where the money is really made. Lead conversion in terms of scripts and dialogues. We've got a buyer presentation, so our buyer agents, never get cheated on for the most part. We've got buyer loyalty agreement, related docs. We treat our buy side just like our list side, where we list our buyers, and we know exactly what our buyer client pipeline looks like. And in terms of buyer client servicing, so delivering an over the top service to our clients while they're looking for a home and during the contract to closing portion of their transaction. The core building block number 2 is our maximum payoff seller system. So same sort of structure in terms of lead generation and management. On this side of the equation, it's pretty tough to seller leads are expensive, so you have to pay attention to your return on investment. And I've got a engineering undergrad with a finance degree from Duke in my MBA. So I'm all about ROI. You've probably seen my marketing ROI tracker. Lead conversion mastery. We've got a 7-step listing process to up our success rate, get more referrals in the listing side. We definitely pre-sell our sellers. So we've got a pre-list packet, because I'm not going on any appointments. So it's still highly branded to the Lars group, but I'm not going on the appointments. A marketing presentation to answer all objections ahead of time. Listing packet, where we literally went through and tried to minimize our listing partners' time in the home. So they open up their listing packet. There's one side of the packet, is a leave behind. One side is stuff that the seller needs to fill out and return to us. And then we just have them sign the listing agreement and a listing addendum. And then ultimately listing management and servicing to create raving fans. Our core building block number 3 is building a self-managed team. So this is the building block that most agents stumble on, where it's really getting leverage through people. And I brought my first buyer agent on in 2009. He's still with me. And to be able to build up that team and to know what your end game is, so to know what the future organizational structure will be, is super, super important. We use the DISC personality profile test. Not only do we want raving fans, but we have that culture throughout our company. Developing a repeatable, systematic, world-class client experience. And when I say that, everything is broken down into an action plan and top producer. So as the owner of the company, if an area of our business is underperforming, I can go to an action plan and change it in an action plan, and then everything just keeps running. Accountability system standards for your team. And, this is an area that most team leaders are honestly pretty weak on, in terms of holding people accountable. And it was just a few years ago that I started my team for the most part. So I know what it's like to get in front of a group of people and lead them. And I have never led a group of people before. So it is a process that you have to go through and learn how to lead people. Recruiting, I won't have time to share it with you today, but my compensation structure on both sides of the equation, we've got agents that are making six figures in my company, but when a buyer agent on my team makes 100,000, they make the company 150,000. But 85% of their business is supplied by the company. So we go through a process of how to get agents to buy into your vision with lower splits. Weekly team rhythm. We've got Tuesday team meetings. We've got a listing meeting and a buyer agent meeting that happen right before our team meeting, and that's on Tuesdays. And then we have a lunch and learn afterwards, and then we do Monday, Wednesday, Friday daily huddles, 10 or 15-minute call where people get on the phone. They only share their good things, and they get psyched about the next couple of days. We go through a goal setting process. Agent feed up into team goals, and then we see if there's any gaps where we need to recruit people or tweak our marketing, or and then we track ongoing performance on a monthly basis. And then the book, I mentioned it before, 5 Dysfunctions of a Team. That's really something that if you have a team, you need to take your team through that. There are many agents that go from buyer side to listing side to having a team. But this fourth core building block, in terms of being able to literally step out of your business, again, my business is running. I can do anything I want. I can, for the most part, I'll probably go, I'll take 10 or 12 weeks away from home this year. So I don't go in every Tuesday, but for the most part, Tuesday is my day that I go in. And everyone of my senior staff and even my agents know that we're sort of guided by a strategic plan. That's our roadmap. And we only take 1 or 2 things every quarter to improve on. So yeah, we're always improving. My business isn't perfect by any means. And I face challenges. It's just different challenges. But in terms of your focus as someone that has stepped out of their business, is really to optimize your sales funnels. So on both sides, when you look at the lead to the appointment, to the client, to the sale, to the raving fan. And so that's the sales funnel. I look at that on the buyer side and the listing side. ROI is holding every dollar accountable, not just in marketing, but in everywhere in your business. You'd be surprised how many agents don't run monthly financials and have no forecasting abilities in their team. I did have a year, 2011, that was I watched my cash flow, or my bank account. I didn't run a cash flow forecast at that time. Growth sucks up cash. Now I have one month, it was like January 2012, so the end of 2011 going 2012, where my cash just depleted from my bank account. I didn't have to go into any personal funds, and I was okay financially. But so running a 90-day cash flow forecast. Now every Thursday morning at 9 a.m., I go in and I pull about 4 or 5 numbers, and I put it into a cash flow forecast, so I know exactly where I am and how many months of coverage or how many months of cash flow I have coming in to cover the expenses that the company will have. An exercise that, if you haven't done it, we'll go through an exercise in terms of deciding what your worth is. I've decided that I want to put $1 million in the bank, and I'm not doing it right now, but my goal is to put $1 million in the bank of cash. And so when I want to work 1,000 hours a year. These are my numbers. So 1 million divided by 1,000 is $1,000 an hour for me. So I can only work on activities that are worth $1,000 an hour. When I was in my real estate business, it was just meeting with sellers, and it wasn't filling out paperwork, but it was just going on a listing appointment. That's the highest dollar productive activity you can do as an agent. But now as a business owner, I have to be careful about what I spend time with in my business, because there's only so much I can do to improve it. So we'll go through that exercise. If your number is 250,000, or let's call it 500,000 is your number, divided by you're willing to work 2,000 hours, your number would be what, $250 an hour? I think that, if I can do the math right. So if you're working on activities that are $20, $30, $40 activities, you need to stop it. I've got a personal productivity system. I call it Dominate Your Day, where I start every day with a morning ritual, and then I go into 60, 60, 30 time blocks, and the training goes through that. A daily mental workout as well in my morning ritual, where I review my goals and go through my big why. So let me cover two offers for you here. Both are risk-free. We've got an Inner Circle Gold membership, where basically I'm covering sequentially, I'm teaching you everything in my business laid out for you, where there's 2 in-depth training videos covering the 4 core building blocks outlined on the website. You can go to larshedenborg.com. You get all checklists, worksheets, transcripts, downloadable tools, audios of the and videos of the calls and the videos. I also have I pay $1,000 a month to one of the best entrepreneur profit and productivity peak performance coaches. Her name is Lee Miltier. She's written, I think, like 17 books or something like that. She's one of the leading experts in peak performance for entrepreneurs, and you have access to that same coaching program via this Inner Circle membership. And then I typically do a bonus video where I cover a topic outside of the 4 core building blocks. This Inner Circle Gold membership is $197 per month. And the reason why I'm even offering it at a $1 trial period, I just know there are skeptics out there. I have no agenda. Yes, I'm making money teaching agents how to better their business, but I have no agenda as far as trying to get you to do something that's not in your best interest. So this is a cancel at any time, try it for $1 sort of thing. I've just added a platinum version of the Inner Circle, where in addition to everything you get with the gold membership, we add about 2 to 3 times a month. We'll add a 60-minute weekly live training call, covering either hot seats with existing clients, consulting clients, financial review. We dive deep into one of the core 4 building blocks. We do live group Q&A, so we get on and we mastermind different topics. This is a separate call 2 to 3 times a month, so that's an additional 6 hours of training a month. You'll have access to a 45-minute unstuck call per quarter with me personally, and everything else you get in the program. That's typically $697 per month. There's a $1 trial on that as well. So here's what I'm offering, and this is a blatant sales pitch. So, but it really doesn't get any better than this. So for everyone on the call, I'm going to offer my Inner Circle Platinum membership for $1. So it's a 30-day trial. 30-day trial. There's no risk whatsoever. I'm also going to throw in, and I don't do this, but I'm going to throw in a 30-minute business assessment. So that's at least a $500 value. So you'll get a very lengthy questionnaire that you'll fill out, and I'll review it before I'll call, and it'll be all value that I add in that call. And I'll probably run more than 30 minutes, but I'll send out 5 years worth of my actual business plans. So 2009 through 2013, I'll send you those plans. You'll get instant access to all of my buyer agent accountability tools. So I can't tell you the value of all that, but it's a lot of value that I'm offering. And then there's 2 things that I'm working on that you'll get access to once I complete them. So I'm actually documenting the ultimate business blueprint. So it's a report. It's probably going to be about 12, 13, 14 pages, and a detailed step-by-step process of how you can go from 0 sales experience to exiting your business, written out, detailed step-by-step. You'll get a free copy of that. I put $197 value on it, but in my opinion, it's priceless. And I'm just now finalizing my 2014 business and financial plan. And so not just the business plan, but also the financial plan and metrics that go along with it. And I put at least a $500 value on this. So all I need to do all this for you, and if you do it, anytime soon, and you've registered for this event here, is $1. You could cancel at any time, or you can downgrade to gold. So sign up for the platinum membership. It's $1 for the 30-day trial. You can cancel at any time. You'll send an email to me personally. I'll want your input on why you thought it might not be helpful for you. And if you think that the platinum membership might not be for you, maybe the gold membership is for you, so we can just downgrade you simply to the gold membership. So in the course of 30 days, you'll have access to month 1 training and probably 5 or 6 1-hour long calls with me. You'll get a bunch of free tools for signing up and that sort of thing. So pretty simple. Go to larshedenborg.com, and I'll show you here real quick. Click on Inner Circle and then Get Platinum Now. So let me show you here. And the last time I did a call, I sort of backed off on letting folks know about what I was offering. And I'm sort of done with that sheepish approach in terms of getting my information out there. So larshedenborg.com, click on Inner Circle. Both the gold and the platinum will have a $1 trial period. You can kind of see again here what's included. Goes through the different, the core 4 building blocks, and just click on Get Platinum. It'll bring you to a registration page. It's $1. You'll be charged $1 and you can cancel. It does renew after 30 days, but send me an email if you're not happy with all the value that I added. And so I'm urging you to take action and take advantage of this opportunity. So go to larshedenborg.com, click on Inner Circle, then Get Platinum Now. And I think I've got a few minutes here. I've got just a few minutes for questions, and if I can't get to all the questions, I'll figure out a way to make it up to you guys. But I've got about 5-10 minutes for questions. So there's still about 95% of people are still on the phone or on the line here. So if you guys have any questions, let's type them out here. If I can figure out how to get my, oh, I think I got to exit here. Here we go. Okay, so let's see if you guys have any questions. So one-on-one coaching is the first question here. If you go onto the website, consulting, I've only have a limited spots for my consulting, and it's really not coaching. So I don't have a traditional coaching program because my goal as your consultant is to come in, do my work, install systems in your business, and get out. So I've got 4-month, 6-month, 9-month, or 12-month consulting packages. So it starts at the diamond level, which is $39.97 per month. The gold level is $24.97. $19.97 for the silver level, and the bronze level is $14.97 per month. And basically, I price them out at $15,000, $16,000, or $18,000. But it's literally installing my systems into your business. So each of the levels have a business assessment call. You have live business building calls with me. You have unstuck calls. You have the weekly training, the weekly group training. You've got the mastermind meetings, 2 mastermind meetings where we get together as a group and we, in a boot camp style meeting where we work on your business, and then access to literally every tool and system in my business on demand. Another question about private coaching. Hopefully the sound has been working. I got someone that says no sound. Can you send us a link to your radio ad? I could do that. What do you do for your guaranteed sale program? So I run 2. I run the 29 days or sell for free. And I also run the typical I'll buy it program. And I don't really lead in with that program. It's a legitimate program. I've got conditions. The guaranteed sale is a trade program. So they have to be trading up into one of my listings. The analogy is, going to CarMax. I'll actually do a buyout without trading, but it's at a lower price. Or if you trade into one of our cars, one of our listings rather, we'll offer you a better price. Which company do you use for postcard creation, production, or mailing? I use a guy, and he'll probably be overwhelmed if his name is Danny Atkinson, and his email is danny@the320group.com. 320 THE320GROUP.com. So danny@the320group.com. And he's very affordable, and he actually creates my postcards, and he actually prints them through Got Print, and they're like 6 cents a piece or something. So super. What's the difference between platinum and gold? The difference is the live interaction and unstuck call. So you'll get access to me personally in platinum. So you'll get basically 6 to 8 hours of live training with me every month in the platinum program that you don't get in the gold program. Gold program is still a ridiculous value because you get, is this not a live? Someone asked if this is not a live call. It is a live call. It is Thursday, November 21st, 3:05. So yeah, definitely live call, Sandra Lynch. Let me just turn that off here. Got a lot of questions rolling in. Wow. Do you like, who do you like for website development? Did you have a large amount of capital when you started? If you didn't, where would you spend your money? Good question, Colin McNulty. I was able to start my business with a lot of effort on my own. So I mastered low cost buyer lead generation. And I've got a video series on the front page of my website here. I think if you go to larshedenborg.com and go to my homepage, this six insider secrets exposed, put your name and email address. I think one of those videos, and I think they're each like 8 or 10 minutes long, and they're really valuable. Um, they cover how I got started in the business. I think that one of them is called, how I sold 70 homes by the end of my first full year for 500,000 of gross commission. It was low cost buyer lead generation, so I didn't have any large amount of capital. I've always funded my business out of operations, and I don't have any debt whatsoever. I've got core capital or reserves of about $400,000 in the bank, outside of the money that I've taken out of the business, which is a couple $300,000 a year. So wait, let me run on these questions here. When you started in 2008, is this the vision you had? At what time could you see yourself at the level? Wow, that's a good question, Eric Meals. I can't say I actually saw myself in this position, but when I first started. But when I got into it and I saw what the business really was, I knew that I couldn't sustain with a young child. I was basically newlywed. A year later, year and a half later, we had our first child. We knew we wanted to have a second child. I knew that it wasn't sustainable. So what I was doing all the prospecting myself. And so I knew I had to go into the business side of it. So real quickly, I was able to get that vision in place. I have Boomtown, but as a signal agent, not operating a team and working for a family brokerage, what would you do as your next step if you were starting over and already had acquired Boomtown and have 6 years experience with pretty good previous client referral business and are top 5% of a small rural area? Rural areas are, this is Charles Burgess. Rural areas are tough, but with a Boomtown platform, the key is to maximize that platform. So my business is simple. It's Boomtown, it's yard marketing, radio, expired FSBOs, and past clients. So I've got 5 marketing pillars, 5 areas that I spend money on. So with every Boomtown lead that comes in, make sure that you ask them if they have a home to sell. Make sure that you have your yard marketing down. You got multiple signs in the yard. Voice pad is a must. Make sure you're doing your expired FSBOs, the listing boss, Hoss Pratt letters, and postcards. Use RedX or Vulcan 7 there. Past clients, I went through my past client program. So just focus on low cost lead generation. Could I send a copy of the slideshow? I'm going to make a replay of this available to everyone. So I won't send out a copy of the slideshow, but I'll make a replay available, and I'll send that out with some of the tools that I went through today. Who did your home evaluation website? That was Team Leads. I think their website is teamleads.com. It's Ryan Dallas, teamleads.com. Boomtown has a seller lead platform. Yeah, so teamleads.com is the website there. But a caveat on online home evaluation leads. I'm not entirely convinced that just and I said it in the presentation, that cold traffic to an online home eval website is a good way to spend money or use your time. But sending warm leads, buyer leads that are searching on your buyer website to a site like that, is a way to do it. Starting as a new agent out of my home, everyone keeps telling me to join a large agency. What do you think? Can I make it on my own? I had a corporate background, so joining Remax was a natural. I was with another Remax broker for 3 years until I started my own brokerage and built up my team. With the direct response advertising that you should be doing, there is no real benefit of a brokerage. I do like Keller Williams, although I think they're expensive. They're a little bit more forward thinking than some of the other brokerages, but you can absolutely make it on your own, but you need to make sure you're generating leads every day. You control your lead generation. Those systems are running all the time, and you're prospecting and lead follow-up, and you've got your lead management in place. So you can definitely make it on your own. Which one for FSBO and expired? Sam Caratella. I'm not sure I understand your question. Which one for FSBO and expireds? If you want to ask that again, give me a little bit more information. I'll answer it. Rich Ticado, why not another team at your Remax? I've got one independent agent on my Remax that was that left my team, and I just wanted to support him and give him an easy transition. I just don't, Rich, and Rich is in my market, by the way. I believe the brokerage model is it's an unprofitable model. I don't believe a broker can add enough value to a bunch of independent agents, especially. The challenge with Remax a little bit is that, if the market turns, Remax agents typically can't afford their fees. So, we just sell more homes. We're more productive. Average, 40 to 45 sales per agent is our typical. And an average Remax agent sells 10 to 12 homes. Stop giving that. That's one of my clients. Carlos, can you repeat Danny's information? It's Danny at the320group.com. And Danny will probably kill me here, so he'll be flooded with, but he's a really, really good guy. So let me make his life difficult. All right, Danny at the320group.com. That's his email. Just tell him I sent you. He doesn't give me anything, but he's a really good guy. He's actually starting, his passion is in ministry, and he's starting a church. So he's taking all the money he makes in this world and putting it over into starting a church. How often do you use Haas Pratt? I went through his listing boss system really just recently. Not so much. His coaching isn't as much, into the business, business building side, but there's some good resources in there. So if you're looking to build your listing business, that is, and again, I don't get paid by Haas Pratt. I've met him a few times. He's a solid guy, and he delivers a lot of value for the $500 he charges for listing boss. Oh, the new Craigslist rules. We're finding that on Craigslist now, we still do the same thing. We've added phone numbers more visibly in our Craigslist ads. But the leads that we're getting on Craigslist now are much more motivated, and they really want to see the home. So they'll actually go through the effort of pasting a URL into their browser. So less leads, better quality. How did you get the endorsement logo from TV and print? That was through a book deal that Nick Cannon did with when I was at a couple of years. I left Kinder Reese a couple of years ago, but they did a book deal. And that's how the whole best-selling author came in, and you have the rights to use those endorsement logos. Thanks, Lars. I've been on the calls that were supposedly live and were not. Appreciate your answer, and you just won a fan. Is your system teaching how to successfully start with a very low budget? Yeah, I mean, I got started with a low budget. So the first module is in the inner circle. The online training is going through a business assessment, and then kind of seeing where you're at, and going through mission and goal setting, and then critical technologies, getting some basics set up. The second one is how I started my business in low cost lead generation. So it's definitely covered. Whose business do I look up to now? I'm getting there are a few guys in real estate that have pretty killer businesses. Curtis Johnson has a cool business model. Jay Kinder operates a 8th level business in Lawton, Oklahoma. He was a mentor of mine. He doesn't ever go to his office. So I've got it down to 1 day, but he's got it down to no days. But most of my role models now are outside of the real estate industry. Evan Pagan is an info marketer. He's got 5 businesses, over 100 million worth of sales. And he'll, I think he has like 7 employees or something. Frank Kern is an internet marketer. He has 1 full-time employee. He gets paid, like $200,000 a month for what he does. Brendan Burchard, Experts Academy. He's a pretty good guy. He's like the Tony Robbins for info marketers. Tony Robbins, I've been to Fiji twice and spent time with him personally. I look up to him because he has built his world around his lifestyle and his passions, and so he's pretty cool. Top producer, create landing pages. I think they do have a way to create landing pages, but both of my branded and my unbranded landing pages are through team leads. How much do your lenders pay for Boomtown? Or I'm not sure I can cover that. That would be a question you can ask me. But I get several thousands of dollars. I've got both my Boomtown and my commission sync paid for, plus money toward radio. I'd like to listen to top 8, but I have often feel more than the number of things. Yeah, so Sandra Lynch has a great question here. She says, perhaps, yeah. And so the training, the Inner Circle, is a monthly coaching program. So we go through, it's unveiling my entire business over the course of about a year. And the consulting is different. We get into things and really get into the nitty gritty. But the Inner Circle, both levels, are very action oriented, but simple things that you'll be doing in your business. So I wish that I had somebody for $697 a month teaching me what you'll have access to with this program. What company do you use your VAs? Yeah, I mean, my Outdesk, I mean, they definitely, I am hiring 3 callers through my Outdesk. But yeah, you're right. You're paying my Outdesk half of it. But they're training and they keep them accountable and that sort of thing. So, yeah, but it's about $8 an hour. So what is that? For 320, so about $1,200 a month. But yeah, my guy JT in Nicaragua is $5 an hour, and he's going to do well for us. Which USP to use for FSBOs? FSBOs and expireds, I use the your home sold in 29 days or I'll sell it for free. Like to decide how did you decide how to grow and who to hire first? For me, it was I knew I had to focus on sales and I needed an admin. So my first hire was an admin, and she's still with me today. By the grace of God, and I am a Christian guy, and I think it was divine intervention. God delivered her to me, and she took over everything that didn't involve sales and building a team. Like listing more than buyers, and I see you stepped away from buyers. Yeah, the key is to get away from buyers. They're just Nick Nanton. Yeah, he's just you can, I don't know his website, but you can Google him. Nick Nanton, celebrity expert, probably. Do you have steps for assistant? Lisa's a client of mine, so you can ask me that question offline. I'm not sure I understand it exactly, Lisa. Listing Boss, as far as I know Haas offers coaching to agents. Listing Boss, though, is an online program to sort of accelerate your listings. A little different than I'm teaching agents how to build a business and exit the business. Listing Boss is just focused on increasing your listing inventory, and it isn't for expired and FSBOs. Team Leads doesn't do landing pages anymore. That's from a client of mine, so I guess they'll get a bunch of inquiries, and they don't do landing pages anymore. If you've already signed up for your gold coaching, do we still get your business plans? Kinsley, just send me an email, lars@larshedenborg.com, and I'll give you, since you're already a client, I'll be happy to give you those 2 bonuses. One of my clients, I can't believe you didn't say that my business is the one that you look up to. Yeah, so Sam, I mean, if definitely reach out to me if you have any questions, or if you just want to grab some time on the phone, I'll be happy to get with you. Carlos, yeah, Carlos, the book is 5 Dysfunctions of a Team. 5 Dysfunctions of a Team. Awesome book. Briefly touched on Facebook marketing. Thought possibly not a decent return. Do you find that with other social media? I don't really. I can't really get into it, but just the online seller home evals through Facebook is questionable. I don't know anyone who's really getting it. Let me see here. I've got a list of conditions for both my guaranteed sale and Question about Infusionsoft. Can't get into that. Thanks, buddy Blake, for your compliment. Yeah, I'll get out all the business plans right away when you guys sign up. I don't have a Cutco program, Rob Kittle. Cutco. Yeah. It was just an analogy I was using about a Cutco salesperson that asked for 20 referrals. Yeah, spend 300 and nothing. Carlos, man, I'm so blessed that you're going to take the next step and do platinum. So that's really cool, man. I'll make sure we have a big impact on you because I know I've been chatting with you over email. And I think that's it. I think I got to all the questions, and I'm 6 minutes late for another call. So I'm going to stop the recording here, but go to larshedenborg.com, sign up for Inner Circle. It's $1. It's $1. I promise you, you will not regret it. Get the platinum package and just evaluate me over the course of the first 30 days. And if you don't think it's worth $697 a month, downgrade to the Inner Circle Gold, or cancel. So there's really no risk. I don't want to take your money if I'm not adding an extreme amount of value, but you'll find that this information is worth 10 times what I'm charging for it. So anyway, thanks so much for everyone hanging on. We've got about 85% of the people that were starting the call that made it all the way through. So God bless everyone, and we'll talk to you soon. LarsHedenborg.com, or reach out to me at lars@larshedenborg.com. Be well, go sell some houses, and hopefully I can help you along the way.